G'day guys, welcome back to Wombat Gaming. Going to be looking at all the resource types and where to find them. I see a lot of new players still struggling to find some of these resources, so we're going to go through and show you every single resource and where to find it in the game. I may miss some because this is early development and who knows, they may add some. So this is just the list at this time. Please pop some comments down below if you think that I have missed something or you know other locations that are better to find some of these things. I'm going to do my best to show you where they are and what they look like as well. Please hit that like button. It's going to take me some time. I'm going to timestamp everything below so you can just click to the things that you need as well. And consider subscribing for that Bellwright content. Alright, let's get into it. I'll show you on the map where we are. We are at the starting location. This is pretty much where I built my first town. I think this is actually the best place to build it, and I will cover that in a later video. But anyway, when you do start, you're going to be needing a few things. Now, as you do uncover the map, little things will show up like this: sage and hemp, and maybe flax somewhere. I can't see a flax symbol, so maybe hiding in here somewhere. Anyway, I will show you that they try to give you a rough idea where things are, but they don't exactly show you exactly where they are. So let's start by showing you a couple of things. So one of the first things you're going to need is flax. That's this purpley kind of flower, and you can find that kind of scattered all over the place on the map, on at least the east side of the map. I've not found it on this side of the map at all just yet, but it is definitely in abundance over here. The next item that you're going to be wanting is sage. That's this particular looking flower as well. There's quite a bit of this sage around as well. It's you can find it this kind of like all over the place. I'll run up this way as well and have just some more flax and more flax, and if you keep going, you can see there's plenty of flax in this area, and I think towards the back of my village there's more sage anyway, so I may have covered over some of the sage in this area. So alright, so that's those two items. The next one you're going to be looking for clothing and things like that is going to be hemp. That can be find that as well. It's got this little symbol here, and you can see it shows up on the map in this area. Hemp is usually found in kind of foresty areas, so some more hemp over here, and let's see. Anyway, this is the starting location. There's some hemp as well, so I'll show you what the hemp looks like. You can run over here. I can see some over here. Now you can see that there is no, I'll show you in a second, there is hemp here, and this is what hemp looks like, and you can see on the map that where I am there is no actual hemp icon, so that'll happen a lot as well. There used to be a lot of trees here. I'll probably cut them all down, but you'll find that hemp does grow in amongst the trees, and you'll be able to find hemp pretty easily as well. So the next item we're going to look at is mushrooms. These are pretty easy to find. They're in forested areas on this side of the map as well. I'll show you a location that I'm at the moment, and if you have a look, just basically in this crossroads. In these kind of foresty areas, you'll find mushrooms. Now there is no symbol like you can like you can show sage on the map. There is nothing for mushrooms. They're going to be scattered around the place. You can see they're pretty obvious to spot. So there's some mushrooms in here, and we probably have on the other side of this road. I've chopped down a lot of trees in this area, so but I don't think the mushrooms despawn. Now, one thing with the last few things that I have mentioned, the flax, sage, and the mushrooms, they do not grow in winter, so make sure you do collect them. Here's some more mushrooms here. So make sure you're harvesting a lot of these in the summer kind of months, the warmer months, because they will disappear when it starts to get cold and icy. Alright, the next one is going to be berries. This is pretty easy to spot. This is going to be everywhere on the bush. You can see they're kind of these bushes, and they have this kind of like bluey purpley, flower. I guess it's a bluey purpley colored flower, but they are kind of scattered all over this side of the map, again in these kind of foresty bushy areas all through here, up in these mountain areas in here as well. Bear in mind they don't seem to find as many on this side of the map, so these kind of resources that I've just mentioned tend to be more prominent on this side of the map. But yeah, that's again one of those things. Berries is only available in the non-winter months, so just keep that in mind as well. Now, one of the first resources that you're going to be looking for as well are going to be river reeds. They're pretty important for bows and in making other items in the game. So you can find them around these kind of pond or river kind of areas. So they're in the sort of starting areas. You can find there's a big chunk of them down here and a big chunk over here. They are something you're going to need a lot of. So as you can see, I've built my settlement just here, and I find my settlers struggle to get the reeds. So I've put a fast travel sign in over here and here, so I can collect the reeds myself and get them back quite quickly. We do use a lot of reeds, especially if you're using the archer skill, and I tend to use my bow a lot for hunting and bandits and stuff. So you're going to need a lot of reeds. So this is where you'll find them. Now what they look like is that you can run through, they'll show up, they're just kind of like this a reedy looking thing here, and I'll show you one in inventory, but essentially they just look like this. And yeah, they're scattered through and around this map here. There's plenty of them. You can get them in any season of the year as well. They are non-seasonal, so you can pick them up anytime you like. Okay, the next one on our list that most people are going to be looking for is wheat. It's required for quite a few different things actually. So the best and only way to really get wheat early game, other than growing it yourself later game, is going to be down here at a place called the wheat fields. Now I have cleared the wheat fields of brigands, but it is heavily populated by brigands, so just bear that in mind. I do have a video that shows you how to clear this. I have cleared it, but you can see there is endless amounts of wheat in here at the moment now. So that's pretty much all the wheat fields, and that is all the wheat for the grabbing. So being that I have cleared this now, I can just take as much wheat as I want to. Although you can grow this, so when you do take the wheat, you will get potentially, actually I don't think you get seeds from picking the wheat, so you will have to thrash it to get some seeds, but then you can grow the wheat yourself at your own settlement. But you can see there is just endless amounts of wheat here, and I'll show you again where that is on the map. It's just down from Padstow. Now you can sneak in, and I'll show you, if you early game, if you don't want to face the brigands and take them out yourself, I'll show you a secret little method. You can come up this little road here. Make sure you have your agility high. If you're running on roads, a little tip, you can run faster, and so you can outsprint them. So if you can sneak up here, and if you can keep the red dots of them quite a distance away, you can just sneak in here and grab a few. So you're only going to need a few to get yourself started anyway, and you can keep coming back here and trying that. But this is the best and only way really to get wheat in game early. So yeah. Okay, the next item on our list is going to be garlic. This can be found quite close to the starting area as well. I'll just open up the map and show you where we are. And you can see, but best probably to show you where Padstow is. We're just to the right of Padstow. It's near that little river, kind of, well, lake I should say, that I showed you earlier. Bear in mind there are some boars and wolves in this area, and bandits do roam the roads if you haven't cleared the camps. But you can see this little symbol here. It's called garlic. I'll show you what it looks like, and it's like a little thin little flower that sort of pops up. Here it is here. When you do harvest garlic, there is a chance that you will get garlic seeds, so just keep that in mind. Let's have a look and see if I can get some. So you can grow this yourself. Did I get any? Nope. But garlic is important for stews and things like that, so you are going to need garlic definitely. And I will show you where to get seeds as well later in this video, but that's garlic, and I'll show you again where we are on the map. Just kind of little top of this little lake here, just in this little section. And there is not a heap of it in here, but definitely enough to get you started. And there's a couple more as well, just like this little, I guess like maroony kind of color flower. And yeah, you can just harvest your content. Alright, we'll head off to the next resource now. Okay, I'm going to cover 3 resources in this location where I am now. This is quite a dangerous area, so just bear that in mind. You can see there are lots of red dots around. I'm basically going to show you where to get peat and what it looks like, and moss, but I'll also show you a berry that doesn't show up on the map. It's quite a good berry to get, but just like I said, bear in mind. I'm just going to move here for a second. The other berry that you can get in game is called a cranberry. So they look like these little red flower bushes, and when you pick them up you can see it's actually a cranberry. So it does say just berry bush. Now cranberries are pretty good because they give you a XP buff. So if you can see here, the XP skill gain is plus 30%. But like I said, it is quite a dangerous area to be in, so just keep that in mind when you are hunting for these cranberries. All right, I'm going to show you the I can't quite get in there at the moment. There's another location over here. I will show you. I've built this little outpost here. I don't have it manned all the time. I seem to fill up and then reman it. It's quite heavy with bandits in this area. And as you can see, there are a lot. So I'll just try and get in and show you where the peat and what that looks like next. Okay, next I'm going to show you the peat. You need a shovel to harvest this. You can see there's quite a bit of it here. There are a few different locations for this on this particular map, and I'll show you where I am. I'm at this little crossroads area. This is where the cranberries were as well. I forgot to show you the location, but just north of Black Ridge. And like I said, bandits galore in here, so just be aware of that. There's some more over here as well. You can see peat on this side of the crossroads as well. But just going to head this way, and there's more of those cranberries as well. And I will show you where the moss can be found next, because I am in the area, and it's something that can't be found in winter, so just bear that in mind. These two resources, the cranberries, the moss, and the peat, can only be harvested in the non-winter months. Okay, the next one is more of a late game resource. You're not going to need this early on, but some people are curious to know where it is. So when you're building like a camp away from your main, like I have, you want to kind of put it in the middle of everything. Now, moss is, again, like I said, a summer. It can't be found in winter. But I'm just north of Black Ridge, this crossroads. You can see there's a little symbol here called a moss. So it looks like this stuff here. This stuff can be gathered by hand. You don't need to have any kind of equipment to gather it. But that's what the moss looks like. I've only found it in this one location, so just keep that in mind. It is I haven't actually found it in any other location other than this one here and the one that I'm currently in. So there are two locations that I found. There may be some more in this swamp area. As you can see, I haven't uncovered a lot of this swamp over here. I've just concentrated on this area here. So anyway, that's what the moss looks like. We'll head off to the next resource now for you guys as well. Okay, another type of resource that you're going to need in game is mud. Now you need a shovel to get this stuff, but it is found, and it can look like this. I will show you on the map where we are as well. This is pretty close to the starting area as well. But it can be found in various locations around the map, but this one in particular is very close to the starting kind of area, so I found this is one of the better ones. There's also mud down this way as well. It's just a little bit more south of where we are, but then it's plenty of mud around this kind of area. But this one and this one, they're pretty close to the kind of starting areas, and this is pretty much what it looks like. It can be harvested by anybody with a shovel, so you can set up a... I'll show you, I've got a camp over here, and I will show you what tin looks like while we're here as well. But this guy sees off to get some, got his shovel, so get some mud. So you will need this particular camp here. It's called a mud collector. This collects mud and peat, so you can have both being topped up here. And you can set limit controls obviously on this as well. So this is the mud collector. The next one I'm going to show you is the tin. So this area has been mined out by tin by the looks. We'll find another location. We have a mining camp just here, but I will show you what the symbol looks like, and then I will show you where to find it and what it looks like as well. So there's tin ore here. You can find tin ore a lot of places over the map, so especially in the starting area. So we've got tin ore down here as well, and where else we got tin ore? But you can see it's just to the left of this kind of starting area where I am on this side of the hill. It can be mined out. Don't build your buildings too close to it, but it will disappear. But the tin that I did have in here has gone, so I'm going to have to build a new tin mining location. But I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Okay, so this is what tin looks like. So if you do find tin on the map in a rock form, it will have this symbol that I showed you earlier, and I showed you a couple of locations. This is what it looks like, and you can see it requires a pickaxe to get, and you can find it on the ground too. So if you're early game, if you wander around some of these locations, you can find tin lying around. Let's see if we can find some for you, but looking. Alright, here we go, here's some here. So there we go, there's some tin ore on the ground. It's got the same kind of look and colour to it. You can see there's a little bit more there as well. So you can pick it up off the ground as well. So this is what tin looks like, guys. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you guys is copper. This can be found in the starting location as well. So I'll show you on the map where we are at the moment. You can see just to the right of the starting town. the symbol will look like this. Now there are a number of nodes along here. We've got one on this side, one here, a couple here. So it's predominantly just right side. You can see it's quite a lot of copper on the right side throughout this side of the map. Now it looks like this. It's this green stuff. So you will need a pickaxe, and you could do it mine it a couple of ways. You could come up here yourself and mine it, or you could set up a little mining camp like I've done here. And then you can just drag it in and out as you need it through delivery systems. But this is what copper looks like, guys. So we'll head off to some of the more rarer ones now that you're looking for in game. Okay, a lot of people are looking for iron in game as well. It's a pretty sought after resource, especially when you're getting into tier 2. So one of the best locations I found for iron, I'll show you why, because it's got other resources here, is going to be, basically iron looks like this. It's this browny kind of rusty kind of looking rock. And the particular area that I'm in at the moment is like pretty much on the other side of the map. So just bear that in mind. As you can see, I haven't bothered to explore a lot of this area. I've just opened up some of these towns. But Horndine is a town on the far side of the map. And up this road, you can see there's a iron symbol just here. Right there, iron ore. There's also a lot of iron just down this way. There's some big nodes here. And I believe there's more into these areas as well. But these are the easiest to get to. Now, this particular one here is quite good because it's got two big nodes. Now, they're on just this side of the map, just in here, which is like just this area. There are more iron nodes, I've noticed, but there is no symbol there for some reason. So I put my camp right in the middle of both, just in case this one here ran out. But you can see I've got a mining camp just up on the top of the hill there. Now you will need a special tier 2 mining camp to be able to mine this stuff with an NPC. Other than that, you'll just need to bring I think it's a sturdy pickaxe in order to mine the iron. So this is the iron location. The next one I'm going to show you is just in the same location. That's why I built here. So that is going to be just down the bottom of this hill. You can see I'm heading towards the symbol now. So we have granite here as well. You can see it behind me. It needs a sturdy pickaxe as well. There's quite a bit in this area. That's why I kind of built my camp just here. We've got these little round nodules, but it's kind of end this side of the map. You can see granite is in abundance. There's more granite up here as well. So this is a really good area for those particular resources. Okay guys, the next resource I'm going to show you is cotton. That can be found on the northwest side of the map. And I'll show you, it's just below Black Ridge Pool just here. If you open the map fully up, you can see it here, just here. And it's these little icons here. You can see it's just like a little cotton symbol. You can, right there. And there are more in the area as well, like just over here and a bit further down. And I'm sure they're in all these darker areas as well. I just haven't opened them up as yet. Now, cotton can be just picked by hand. So as you can see, you can just come over here and pick it up. Now, I have collected cotton, but I didn't need to, because you can actually grow it at your farm as well, which is what I'm going to show you next. So we'll head back to my settlement and I'll show you what the farm can do for you as well. Okay guys, another way you can get things like the cotton and grow other items is by having these farms. So in the tech tree, I'll show you exactly where they are. You can see that, where is it? Just here. If you farm and hoe, it's just up from the mud collector, so you can start researching it in tier 1. You will need a hoe in order to hoe the ground, I guess you could say, in order to grow these goods. So that's something that you're going to need. Compost pile is going to help as well, because you will need fertilizer. But the farms, basically, you can set them up in whatever way you want. I think I have about 4 or 5 farms, and I'll show you exactly what you can grow in here. So as I said before, you can grow the cotton, the wheat when you get the seeds, and things like sage, hemp, and garlic as well. But some things that you can't find on the map that you'll have to actually go and buy seeds for are things like potato, turnip, radish, beetroot, and onion. Now they are used in other food groups like stews and things like that. You'll need them later on in game, but it can be used as a food source early on to help you get through the winters and stuff as well. So I'll show you where you can get those seeds from as well. Okay, a great place on the map that you can get valuable resources, just like those seeds I was talking about earlier, is at a herbalist. Now this guy here will sell you all sorts of herbs. Now they will cost you money now, and he'll sell you some other stuff as well if you want, like say a mushroom stew early on. But things like beetroot seeds, garlic seeds, flax, sage, cotton, turnips, radish, and onions. These things can all be bought by him. Now, one thing that is, I think, missing off his list here is potatoes. You can buy potatoes as well. I'll show you, there is another herbalist up the top of the hill just near us. So we are just south, kind of, what have we got? Southwest of the main starting area. There's this particular little symbol here, and that one is a herbalist. Also, just above Padstow, there is another one just here, this farm. She is a herbalist as well. We'll run up there and see what she's got to sell as well. Alright, this is our second location for the herbalist. I'll just show you on the map again where we are. It's basically north of Padstow. Now you can see there are boars, but there are bandits in this area if you haven't cleared out the camps in this area as well, so just be aware of that. But this lady here sells pretty much the same stuff as the other one. I'll just, if I can find her. Okay, here she is. She just wandered down the hill a little bit. So, alright, let's have a chat to her. And you can see she sells pretty much the same stuff, although she does have the potato seeds. So this stuff will fluctuate in and out. She only has the one, so just bear that in mind. But yeah, she does sell this other stuff. Don't bother buying flax and garlic and hemp and things like that unless you're really desperate, because that stuff can be found pretty much any time that you want. Alright, we're going to talk about a couple of other things that you will need as far as resources go in game, and that is feathers. A lot of people struggle to find feathers. I'm going to show you two ways that you can get feathers. The first way, you're going to need a bow and arrow, and I'll show you, it's a bit harder to get them this way, but it is probably the best way as far as quantities go. Okay, the first way to catch or get feathers, I should say, is by hunting these crows. It's pretty much, they just fly around, so you just have to like aim the bow just directly in front of the crow like I just did then. And when they land, you'll be able to get a little bit of meat, but a whole bunch of feathers. You can see like 12 feathers there, which is really good. And yeah, look, I made it easy, but the archery skill does help in this particular one, I believe, as well. But a lot of practice at getting them. Now, the other way of getting feathers, which isn't as good in some regards, is that you do lose some trust from towns. And that's by killing these chickens. So you're going to find these chickens all over the place as well. But I find that the area that I'm in right now is probably one of the better areas for hunting the crows and the feathers. And I'll show you where that is on the map. Just bear in mind, this is really close to the wheat fields. Now, crows can be found all over the map, and so I wouldn't worry about it too much. They're just a lot easier to shoot down in an open area. And the same with the chickens. They can pretty much be found anywhere. But this is the area I came to. This whole area in here is quite open, and you can see fields everywhere. And there's usually always 2 or 3 chickens in the area if you hunt around for them. So let's find that chicken. As I said, you don't need to use your bow and arrow. You can just use an axe if you want. I think there we go. And as you can see, I lost 10 trust from Padstow. And let's have a look. You don't get as many feathers generally. There's 5 feathers in here, so that's not too bad. But as you can see, the crows do yield more. Now, they do fluctuate up and down the amounts that you do get from the feathers from each of the chickens and crows, so it can be very different. So not going to get 12 every time for every one that you shoot down. Okay guys, well I think I've covered just about every resource. I didn't cover things like wood, although maybe I will show you. Actually, there are probably 2 types of wood. Well, there are 3 types of wood that you can get in game. One is just your basic wood that you can just use an axe for, and that will be coming from a young tree. They're like the thinner, skinnier trees. And then you've got these larger trees here. You'll need a particular axe to chop them down for hardwood. I've got a rugged axe on me, so I'm able to chop these down. And they're needed for, different types of planks, I guess you say. I say hardwood planks. And you can see it's just a hardwood log. You can find sticks on the ground to pick up as well. And the trees over here, you can see the thinner ones on the top of here. These ones, there can be saplings as well that you can just pull out of the ground, and they're also smaller trees that'll just give you wood. The saplings look like these ones, and you would just basically pull one out and get one wood. And then these ones here, the young trees, which grow back unless you remove the stumps that are in the area. they will give you, 2 or 3 wood per kind of like, I guess, young tree. So look, guys, I think I covered everything as far as resources go. I mean, there are a lot of other resources that you can combine in order to get different types of elements in games, but these are the basic things that you're going to need to make them anyway. So hit that like button and consider subscribing. I hope that's helped you guys out if you are looking for something particular, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks again.